Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box for the Technical Trader at TechTrader.com. Happy Valentine's Day to all, and these are the charts of the day, February 14th, of course. Folks, it was a interesting day on Wall Street, but a lot of stocks we're following are doing very well. I guess we're on top of it. You can see that starting off with AMSC, our swing, which has been in force since it broke out back in here in November, has been just beautiful. Continues to push. It's gone from about 6 to 16. And our 1594 today is another new high. Looking at the long-term chart, you'll see it's pushing up against what looks to me like the highs from back in 2014. It's 5 years ago at 2150. I would not make it out of the question that it gets up in that zone at some point. But my target is not that high. I got a target about 20, 19 and 3/4, 20. So I think it has 4 more points in it. Moving on, BE looks like this fairly new issue back in July, which had a nice debut and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, had a 5-wave decline, run up, got all the way up to 37 and change, then fell apart. Massive decline. Over the last couple of months, it's formed a nice base. There is resistance right there. That's what it's got to get through. Note today's high right on the 50-day, but it did break out across the declining top sign, at least the wave. I've drawn it. A move through the 10 and 21-day moving average with a volume of 2.8 million, the biggest volume on an up day since the IPO day. Huge. I think it breaks out. Your minor target or your first short-term target, 13.5. So we may get a couple points on it right here. We get to that, try 18. Could be a swing trade. We'll keep an eye on it. How about swing CRNT? What a beautiful chart all year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. A big wedge, and 5's underway, and it looks like a 1, 2. So I'm looking for 3, 4, and 5, and to move up to at least 6.5, 3/4. That's my target for a swing. Diodes, big move. Let's take a look at the long-term chart. Long-term. So here's a stock that was in pennies back in 25 years ago. But over the last, let's call it 12, 13 years, after getting crushed in 08, like many stocks, it ran up and it's gone sideways and went nowhere, basically. Diodes has been a long pattern. It broke out here, pushed down here. It's in a new rising channel. My immediate target is about 45. Looking at the daily, that's right up about there. Today was a breakout over a triple top. Volume was 1.9 million. I like the overall look of this. I think eventually moves even higher. Swing trade EOLS, awesome looking. Here's your inverse head and shoulder breakaway gap. Huge volume of the gap. I pulled back and then boom, another retest and pop. It looks to me like the way this is setting up, this might have been a 3-day flag, but anyway, the bottom line, let's take this out for a moment. You can see that what looks like an internal trend line has occurred here. You can connect these, and this is a long, what I would call a Andrew's pitchfork type pattern. Something like that. So, bottom line is, breakout, run up, pull back. Retest for a few days, volume pulls back, underlying technicals look great. The momentum is huge on this stock, and the angle of ascent is extremely strong. My immediate target is mid-30s, and then 40. Immediate support would be 24.70. The huge support is 21. EXTR swing trade popped out of the flag and moved up a small amount. It did pull back off the high by about 15 cents, but still, a nice close. The highest close since this breakaway gap. And in order to even fill this, you probably have to get it up at least up to 8.20, 8.5. That's my current target. Second target is 9.5. Look at that long-term move. Beautiful base. Breakout flag on its way. FUV, what a day today. Check this out. I was off the desk, as you know. And when I left, it had pulled back and started to move again. But boy, I'm sorry. I left, it was down here. And it looked like it was breaking down. I actually did break support. At this level, I want to point that out to you. So you may have gotten stopped out, but when it double bottomed here in that zone and broke out right there across this high in there, and then took out that high and retested it, you can see what it did. So keep an eye on this going forward. It was a big day today. This is a new all-time high ever. And it took out a massive resistance, so this could extend to 8-9 range or at least. GSUM. The V bottom by the right hand extended platform, and then a huge breakaway move for 2 days, taking it from 2 to 4. After pulling back this morning, yesterday, and closing around 315 today, it continued. It's at resistance, but it looks like with this kind of a pattern, we usually get more upside. 5 and 6, 6.25 targets. HEAR broke out and pulled back. A lot of times when they break out and pull back to the breakout point, they come on again. I think this is going to extend. I really do. See these multiple tops up here? That's my near-term target, 22.5, 3/4. If we get beyond that, 25 or more. IVC with a big day. Explosive move, very similar to GSUM. See the V bottom with the platform in the breakout? Well, IVC V bottom platform breakout as well. I would look for a test of this gap as early as tomorrow at about 10.5. That could make another 1.5 to 2 points up on this one. And if it fills the gap, this may go to 13. Keep an eye out. Huge volume on it today, 15 million. LCI looking very good. This is a swing with a base breakout platform, and you can see the way this is moving. I'm looking for a gap fill around 12 and then 14. Swing trade, LSCC, mojoing. One of my institutional clients told me about it. I like the chart. I went in long. We broke out with a break, major breakaway gap yesterday. Got up to resistance and just like stopped like it wasn't even there. At this point, this may even get to 14 the way this looks. Powerful move, but it may need to back and fill and relax. Set up some kind of pause that refreshes. MRO, another V bottom of the right-handed platform and a breakout. You're noticing a pattern here. This is an oil stock in the oil patch. It looks great. Immediate target of resistance is near 18. We get through that, I would look for a test up here around 19.5 and then beyond. Good chart. Great volume. Look at that volume today. Overstock. I still think overstock's going higher. That pop did it. The pullback tested. It ran up again. Not enough volume. It pulled back the test. Got very quiet yesterday and today popped, but it didn't hold it. So every time we see this kind of a pattern, it may need to just back and fill a little bit more, but eventually 25, 27, 31, I think are targets. QTNT, beautiful chart. This swing trade's acting well. Broke out here, wedge there. Broke out today. Where are we going? 13. Roku, up a small amount, but enough to make another new high, 3-4 month high. And I still think you're going to see a run at about 58, 59 zone. That's 7 or 8 points here. Tellurian, 10 up 47 cents. Broke out of this little pullback area. I like the look of it. It's a 1-2. Nice consolidation. 3-4. Another one maybe. Eventually we're going to test this zone anywhere between the double top at 12, say 12, 12.5 target, and then 13.5. Yep. TMDI. This is one I just saw today. Titan Medical. Now, remember when it went public a few months ago. Do you remember that we traded this one day when it exploded and then it pulled back and then it exploded and now it's wedging? This is the kind of stock that is powerful. Now, I think if it breaks this wedge and it looks like it stuck its head out, we're going to immediately test 465, 5.5, and this may go to $8. This should be a swing trade. I think it's got power, real power. Look at the OBV making new highs ahead of price. Very strong stock, TMDI. Keep an eye on it tomorrow. And TME, the spin-off from Tencent Music, broke the wedge 2 days ago, stalled, and then boom today. I still think it's got more to go, upwards of 18, 19. Tandem up 3+. What a nice move. I'm looking for this to make a substantially higher move now, as this has recovered all the way from 27 to 49. The all-time high is 52.5. That's going to be your target. Get to 52.5. I'm looking at 57. Long-term pick for 2019 V-Cell. It's a beauty. Finally broke that V-bottom platform today. I'm looking for an immediate move to 22. I'm not kidding. Watt also popping. Look at that move today. It didn't close great, but it was up 46 cents or 5.5%. Mine picked up a little, but it needs more. The OBV is rising. There is a line of support and resistance in the 9.5, 10 zone. If we get through that, we're looking at 12.5, 13, 14, etc. Yeti, big day for Yeti. Look at that explosive breakaway move. New all-time highs. Up 324, 17% on 6.4 million. Second biggest day ever since the IPO. And I'm looking for a little bit more to see 24, 25 zone. Finally, Zuo, 22.51 up 133 or 6%. broke out of a base today, it appears. If there's a follow-through, your target's to 26, 28.5, and then going all the way up to mid-30s. Good chart, probably a good swing trade as well. OBV's moving to confirm. That's it for tonight, everybody. Let's have some fun tomorrow, make a few dollars. Bye-bye.